This is your before and after story, where your first steps towards a new life-changing career begin. Southeastern College can take you there. We offer in-demand hybrid and online programs with hands-on training, led by in-field career professionals, and career services to put you on the path to a rewarding and fulfilling future. This is where your transformation begins. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving into the world of Black Friday.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. Maybe you're getting ready for some shopping yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Or just curious about how it all began. Well, get this. Black Friday wasn't always about those crazy shopping deals.
It's true.
It actually meant something completely different back in the day.
Yeah, the first time Black Friday shows up is all the way back in 1869.
Wow, really?
And it had nothing to do with shopping at all. It was about, a financial crisis, a stock market crash, really.
Interesting.
Yeah, the U.S. gold market crashed, and it was a pretty dark day, for the economy.
So Black Friday starts with a financial panic.
It did.
But how did we get from, a stock market crash to, everyone rushing to the mall?
Right. Well, the Black Friday we know, and maybe love.
Or love to hate.
Haha, right. That one really takes shape in the 1950s in Philadelphia.
Right.
The day after Thanksgiving, the city would just be flooded with shoppers,
Bruh.
the suburbs, all heading in to do their holiday shopping.
So everyone hitting add to cart at the same time, but way before the internet.
Exactly. But picture this. Tons of people, streets are jammed, sidewalks are packed.
Sounds kind of fun.
It was total chaos. Stores were overflowing, shoplifting was rampant, and the police, oh man, they were overwhelmed.
I bet.
They're the ones who started calling it Black Friday. Long shifts, headaches, just trying to keep things under control.
Wow. So Black Friday starts out as a day the police dreaded.
Pretty much.
It's funny how it's the biggest day for retailers now.
I know, right?
So how did that change happen? How did Black Friday go from a negative thing to a positive one?
Well, that's where some clever marketing comes in. It was the 1980s, and retailers saw a chance to, reclaim Black Friday.
To make it their own.
Exactly. They started pushing this idea of stores going from in the red, operating at a loss, to in the black, making a profit.
So they flipped the script, basically.
They did. And it worked. That's kind of how Black Friday became, the shopping event.
Pretty smart.
It was. They understood how powerful language is, how to tap into what makes shoppers tick.
And make a negative into a positive.
Exactly. But, it takes more than just fancy words to make something like Black Friday.
Right. There's got to be more to it.
Oh, there is. They got really good at creating that sense of urgency, the excitement.
How so?
Well, you got your deep discounts, limited time offers, those early bird specials.
Yeah.
And then there's the loss leaders.
Loss leaders. What are those?
So those are products they actually sell at a loss.
Really? Why would they do that?
To get people in the door. The idea is once you're there, you'll buy other stuff at full price.
So it's they're betting on you buying more than just the sale item.
Exactly. It's a classic retail trick, and it works especially well on Black Friday.
It's true. I've definitely fallen for that before.
We all have. And Black Friday itself, it's not just one day anymore, is it?
Yeah, it feels like it's a whole week now, or even longer.
You're right. It's become this week-long, sometimes even month-long thing. Deals pop up earlier and earlier.
As soon as Halloween's over, practically.
Practically. And of course, it's not just about the physical stores anymore either.
All right, online shopping is huge now.
Huge. E-commerce has really changed the game for Black Friday.
And that's where, Amazon comes in, right?
Exactly. They were a driving force with their first Black Friday sale back in 2005.
Yeah, and then Cyber Monday, that's all online too.
Right. Dedicated just to online deals.
So Black Friday's gone global and digital.
It has. It's spreading like wildfire. Canada, the UK, Australia, India. It's everywhere.
Wow. From a Philadelphia police headache to a worldwide phenomenon.
I know, right? It's amazing how it's evolved.
Speaking of evolution, let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
We know it started with, that financial panic in 1869.
Right.
Then shifted to those shopping crowds in Philadelphia in the 50s.
Yeah.
But when did retailers actually start using Black Friday the way we do now?
Well, the first time we see it in a retail context is in Philadelphia newspapers in the 1960s.
Okay.
But it's really the 80s with that retail boom. That makes Black Friday the biggest shopping day.
So the 80s are Black Friday's teenage years, all that energy, maybe a little reckless.
Yeah. And then, bam, the late 90s and early 2000s hit, and e-commerce changes everything.
Online shopping takes over.
Yeah, it transformed Black Friday, took it from fighting over limited stock in stores to, well, shopping from your couch.
Much more comfortable.
Definitely. This shift, though, it created new challenges for retailers, but also, huge opportunities.
And they definitely capitalized on this opportunity.
They did. I mean, in 2023, Black Friday brought in over $9 billion in online sales just in the U.S.
$9 billion. That's crazy.
It is. And social media, it just amplifies the whole thing.
Right. It's everywhere.
It is. Influencers, brands, they're all over it, pushing deals weeks in advance.
It's hard to escape.
It really is. But amidst all that excitement, there are some downsides to Black Friday.
Oh, absolutely.
Like there are those concerns about overconsumption, the environmental impact, and the retail workers who have to deal with it all.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
It's not. Plus, there's competition from Cyber Monday. Online shopping keeps growing.
It's a complex landscape for sure.
It is. Black Friday's become so much more than just shopping, It's a cultural thing, a social experience. It says something about how we view consumption.
That's a great point.
It makes you think about, the psychology behind it all.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
After a quick break, we'll dive even deeper into the cultural impact of Black Friday and explore some thought-provoking questions about its future. Stay with us.
Can't wait. Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Before the break, we were talking about how Black Friday has become this fascinating cultural phenomenon. And, it really does make you think.
It does.
What is it about Black Friday that captures our collective imagination?
Well, I think for some people, it's that feeling of getting a great deal. The thrill of the hunt, the excitement of finally getting that thing you've wanted all year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's a certain satisfaction in knowing you, outsmarted the system and got something for a steal.
Right. It taps into our desire for value and maybe even a little bit of competition.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like a game, Shoppers are strategizing, comparing prices, trying to outmaneuver each other to get the best deals.
It's true. You got to have a plan.
You do. And then there's the social aspect. Black Friday is a tradition for a lot of people, a chance to hang out with friends and family.
Yeah, make a day of it.
Exactly. You see groups planning their routes, hitting the stores together, sharing in the excitement.
Yeah, it's like a bonding experience.
It is. And for others, Black Friday marks the unofficial start of the holiday season. The decorations are up, the music's playing.
It's festive.
It is.
Yeah.
There's that feeling of anticipation for family gatherings and holiday cheer. Black Friday kind of signals that transition.
It's interesting how something that started as a day of chaos and headaches has become something with so many layers of meaning,
Yeah.
Consumerism, competition, tradition, even holiday spirit.
It really reflects our relationship with shopping and consumption, doesn't it? It's not just about buying stuff.
More than that.
It's about participating in a cultural ritual, expressing our values, even connecting with our emotions.
It makes you think about the psychology behind Black Friday. How retailers have created this event that taps into so many different parts of us.
Speaking of psychology, think about the marketing strategies they use, those limited time offers, countdown clocks, doorbuster deals.
Oh, I totally fall for that.
They're all designed to create that sense of urgency, that scarcity, pushing people to buy on impulse.
It's true. When I see those countdown timers, I feel like I have to buy something.
It's a powerful tactic. It plays on our fear of missing out, that desire for a good deal, maybe even a bit of herd mentality.
And then there's how Black Friday is portrayed in the media and pop culture. Movies, TV shows, even memes, they all make fun of that Black Friday frenzy.
Yeah, like people camping out in front of stores, pushing and shoving through crowds, fighting over the last TV.
It's become this, caricature of itself, hasn't it?
It has. Even if it's not always accurate, it's become part of the story we tell about Black Friday.
But it does speak to the intensity of it all, how it can bring out, both the best and worst in people.
It's true. There have been some pretty wild Black Friday stories over the years.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
It makes you wonder, as Black Friday keeps evolving, will it always be associated with this kind of, consumer frenzy?
Yeah. Is it possible for it to become something more, mindful, more sustainable, less about just buying stuff for the sake of buying?
That's a great question. I mean, we're already seeing a shift towards online shopping, which has its own environmental impact, but it does take away that need to, physically fight over stuff in stores.
Right, and more people are thinking about the ethical and environmental impact of what they buy.
Absolutely. There's a growing demand for sustainable products, fair trade practices, transparency from retailers.
And retailers are starting to respond, right? Offering more eco-friendly options, promoting ethical sourcing.
They are, so maybe Black Friday will become less about finding the absolute cheapest deal and more about making choices that, support a better future.
I like that idea.
Imagine a Black Friday where people prioritize quality over quantity, support local businesses, consider the long-term impact of what they buy.
It'd be a big shift.
It would. It'd be about moving away from impulsive buying and towards, conscious consumption.
And maybe that shift is already starting.
Maybe it is.
We're seeing people opting out of Black Friday entirely, choosing to spend their time and money in ways that align with their values.
Right. And that's powerful. It shows that consumers have a voice, that they can influence change, shape the future of retail, redefine what Black Friday means to them.
So as Black Friday continues to evolve,
Yeah.
it's facing these big questions about its impact on the environment, on workers, even on our own well-being.
It is. And that tension, that's what makes it so fascinating to analyze. It's like a microcosm of our society's changing values.
Yeah. On one hand, we have this desire for stuff, the thrill of a bargain.
Absolutely.
And on the other hand, we're realizing we need to be more responsible, more ethical in our consumption.
It's complex. There are no easy answers.
Right. And it'll be interesting to see how Black Friday navigates all of this, as we move further into the 21st century.
Will it become more about conscious consumerism, less about just mindless spending?
It's a big question.
It is. Will we see more support for local businesses, more investment in durable goods, more focus on experiences rather than just possessions?
Or will Black Friday remain a symbol of, our never-ending desire for more?
Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Black Friday is a force to be reckoned with.
It definitely is.
And how it evolves, it's going to reflect our changing values as a society.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up our deep dive into Black Friday, let's take a moment to, just reflect on how this event has impacted our lives and our culture.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that Black Friday is more than just a shopping event.
Oh, for sure.
It's a cultural touchstone,
Yep.
a social experience, and, well, it reflects our complex relationship with consumerism.
It sparks debate. It generates excitement. It even makes us think introspectively.
It does.
It's a reminder that even something as, seemingly simple as shopping can have a huge impact on our economy, our environment, our values.
Well said. And on that note, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Black Friday? How has it evolved over the years, and how do you see it shaping the future of retail and consumption?
We're back for the final part of our Black Friday deep dive. We've gone through the history, the marketing tricks, how it affects culture, even the psychology behind it all.
It's pretty fascinating.
It is. But before we wrap things up,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with something to think about. We've talked about how Black Friday's changed over time, right?
Right.
And how it's kind of at a crossroads now.
Trying to balance.
Its roots in, just buying a ton of stuff with this growing awareness of sustainability and ethical consumption.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
It is. So where do we go from here? What's next for Black Friday?
Well, it's hard to say for sure. The world's changing so fast.
It really is.
But I think technology is going to keep playing a big role, shaping the whole experience.
Oh, definitely.
We're already seeing online shopping, mobile apps, personalized deals. That's all tech.
And as technology gets even more advanced, who knows? We might be shopping in virtual reality.
Well, really?
Imagine browsing virtual stores, trying on clothes virtually, interacting with other shoppers, all in a virtual Black Friday marketplace.
That sounds like something out of a movie.
I know, right?
But it makes you wonder how that'll change our shopping habits,
Right. Will we be more connected to our purchases or even more detached from what it all means in the real world?
It's a trickier thing to balance.
It is, but technology isn't the only thing that's changing. Consumer values are shifting too.
That's true. People are thinking more about the environmental impact of what they buy.
Definitely. They're looking for brands that match their values.
Right. Sustainability,
Yeah.
ethical sourcing, transparency, it's all becoming more important.
Absolutely. And retailers are paying attention. They're offering more eco-friendly products, working with ethical suppliers, showing how committed they are to social responsibility.
So maybe Black Friday will become less about getting the cheapest thing and more about making good choices.
Choices that help build a better future.
Exactly. Supporting a more sustainable and equitable world.
That's a great vision. Imagine a Black Friday where people think about quality over quantity, support local businesses, consider the long-term impact of what they're buying.
That'd be amazing.
It would be a huge shift from just buying without thinking to, well, conscious consumption.
And maybe, just maybe, that shift's already starting to happen.
I think you're right.
We're seeing people choosing to skip Black Friday altogether, spending their time and money in ways that match what they believe in.
And that sends a powerful message. It shows that we have the power to change things, to demand better from companies, to decide what Black Friday really means.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Black Friday, we want you to remember this. Black Friday is more than just a day for deals.
It's way more than that.
It reflects our culture, our values, how our relationship with buying things is changing.
And its future. Well, that's not set in stone.
We can all be part of shaping it.
As consumers, we have the power to choose how we take part in Black Friday, to demand more from retailers, to make it a more sustainable and meaningful experience.
So as you head into this Black Friday season,
think about it.
Think critically, shop consciously, and make choices that match your values.
Because the future of Black Friday, it's in our hands.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you learned something new, got some new perspectives, maybe even had a few aha moments along the way.
Until next time, happy shopping and happy holidays.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.